now now I don't have to like worry about, can they hear me here? Can they da 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 this and the third? And then I can just let this run in the background, and I'll pull up Facebook, and I can read the comments from here. But yeah, what's going on, y'all? Yo, and hello, it's me. Just call me T Marie, and this is yet another episode. Ooh, there we go. There we go. This is yet another episode of PCPOV. Listen, we in here. Actually, let me go ahead and mute that. And then everything is going through. Yep, mute that so I can see this. And then the comments are gonna, the comments are gonna be over there. So yeah, what's going on, guys? I know I was supposed to go live yesterday, but I got sidetracked by my cousin and my uncle who showed up out of nowhere. And you know, I always love when my family comes to visit. I always, like to chill with my cousins. I'm the oldest of the 5 cousins, if anybody didn't know that. It's me, then it's my cousin Tony Ann, who just turned 30 yesterday, so happy birthday to her. Behind her is Jabari, who will be 25, I believe. Then Imani, who will be 21. And then Theo, who left for the Marines. And Theo just turned 18 or 19. 19? 18? 19. 18? 19. One of those. He turned one of those. Doesn't matter. What's going on? So Imani and my uncle came over yesterday. We kind of hung out, chopped it up. Just kind of like, like regular old times. Like, I don't know. Like, are y'all close to y'all's families like that? Like, do y'all family just be like popping up at your house and, or do y'all just see each other for holidays and shit? Like, I don't know. I always find it interesting, people's family dynamics, because how people get along with their families can tell you a lot about that person. Like, what is your relationship with your aunts and uncles? What is your relationship with your cousins, your sisters, brothers, mamas, daddies? Like, what is your relationship with the people who are a part of your actual tribe? Like, they share blood with you, they share a last name, they share a lineage. What's your relationship with those people? You gotta check those folks out. I be telling people every day, there's a shit ton of fucking grown ass orphans running around in these streets. Don't belong to nobody. Don't nobody belong to them. They just out here. You feel me? But let me stop talking shit about people. Let's get right into it. What had happened was Harlem has been bugging the fuck out. Like, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the news, to what's going on, but like, I don't even understand like what to say about Harlem, right? Because we talked about Jimmy Smacks already. That's one. Then there was a lady who was in a liquor store minding her fucking business after work, like many of us, single women do. After work, you go to the liquor store, get you a bottle of wine. You want to relax. You want to be in the house chilling. Next thing you know, niggas in the liquor store is trying to holler. No big deal, no harm, no foul. You turn them down respectfully. You let them know, I'm not interested. No, thank you. I appreciate it. But, I'm going to go on my way. And these niggas proceed to follow you outside, pick a fight with you, and then one tries to bite your eye. Like, sis had a fucking knot over her eyebrow. Like, the man tried to take a chunk out of her face, all because she said no. And I just was like, I don't even understand. Like, I really and truly don't understand. Like, I get it. Men don't like to be rejected. I get it. It's a thing. I hear you. However, no means fucking no. Like, I don't understand. Like, no means no. If that woman did not want to give you, hey, what's going on? If that woman did not want to give you her number, she is not inclined to. Like, she is not entitled to. She does not have to. Don't attack her. Because then the same thing ended up happening again. Another lady minding her business, dude tries to holler at her. Next thing you know, he murders her. or like he groped her or something like that, and he touched her unwantedly, and she retaliated, and the nigga killed her. Like, I don't understand what women gotta do. Like, we can't ignore you. We can't give you fake numbers. We can't, respectfully decline. We can't just go out with you just for the food. Like, we can't do shit. Like, what do y'all want us to do? And I know it's not every dude. I get that. It's not every dude who is like these fucking animals who did this shit. Cool. Understandable. However, where are the niggas standing up for these women against those animals? That's what I need to know. Because too many times we hear like, oh, I protect black women and I stand by black women and da 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 da. And it's like, where are you at then? Like, niggas showed up to the liquor store, for the first chick. Cool, that's fine. Y'all showed up for her. That's nice. But what about the second chick? What about the niggas that's in your crew that that act like this? What about them niggas? Like, how you got them niggas fucking attacking these women and then coming and telling you the story and you laughing and kikiing with your mans knowing that he's a whole fucking creep? How do you do that? And I'm not sitting here to try to put everything on black men and saying that they're responsible for what's going on. But I'm just asking these questions because they need to be asked. Both of these women were attacked for minding their motherfucking business. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no two ways that you can explain it. That's all it was. These women were minding their business. And these men attempted to holler, got shut down, and couldn't deal with the rejection respectfully. Something got to get done. Something got to get done. I don't really know. I don't really know. What else had happened? R.I.P. Cicely Tyson. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't even think I have a sound for that. I don't even have a sound for that. That's just, I don't know. That's tacky. No, I didn't like that. That wasn't the sound that I needed, but I don't know. She lived a full life. Cicely was 95, 96. Trendsetter, icon, like legend, queen, like all the words, all the things, like everything, like her in I know people hate Tyler Perry movies, but her in that scene of Medea's family reunion and just the passion in her voice when she was yelling at all of them, talking about y'all gyrating and and all of this shit. Like she really put her all into all of that, and I just feel like it's sad to see when you lose. Oh damn! Did I really lose my camera already? I'll fix it. I'll get it on the get back. But yeah, I feel it's sad that to see her go, but the legacy that she has left behind, I feel like that shit will never be. It's unmatched. It's just absolutely unmatched. And I hate that I picked the Tyler Perry movie to be like my pinnacle Cicely Tyson, but I wasn't really big on old movies like that. So I know how everybody was pulling up her old stills from old movies and everything like that. I would have to go back and watch them now as an adult because I didn't really know about them back then. What's going on? Men are so scared of rejection and don't even know they could be dodging a huge bullet. That's an interesting point of view. That's a really interesting point of view. As a matter of fact, if you have a point of view that you would want to share on the show, you already know, definitely you could call and, we could talk about it. 347-343-4025. Call in. I believe my phone is connected, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just play it speaker wise until I figure all of this other shit out. So yeah, if you want to call in, Stevic, Mr. Williams, if you will, if you want to call in, the number is 347-343-4025, and you gotta explain that to me, because what do you mean they could be I guess they could be dodging a huge bullet. Like, a girl telling you no is not the end of the world. It doesn't have to be. It shouldn't be. I feel like men play the numbers way more often than women do, to where it shouldn't even be a detriment to you guys anymore. the amount of men that I talk to about like online dating or just like how do they holler at women in the club, like y'all really just will pitch. Like you don't give a fuck who's hitting, who's even at the bat, who's fucking on base. Like y'all don't give a fuck. Like y'all just be pitch. And it's just like, damn, like, I mean, can y'all have some kind of direction? Like, can y'all care a little bit? Like, I don't know. So for them niggas to act like that shit was just out of fucking control. But again, like I said, R.I.P. Cicely Tyson. I feel like it was somebody else who passed too, and I keep saying that every episode. Like, it's really getting that sad. Every episode, somebody passes, like multiple people. Like it was Screech, Cicely Tyson, Hank Aaron, Alex Trebek. Like it was just like, it's just so many people. It's sad. What else had happened? Let me get off the sad stuff. But definitely R.I.P. a queen. Oh, what else had happened? Trey Songz, Mr. Trigger Trey. What is it? Tremaine? Yes, you with the brand new baby. I'm gonna need you to behave yourself. Okay? Like, oh, my camera is dead. I don't even know why I'm looking at the camera like I'm talking to him. So I'm gonna look over here. Tremaine, sir, young man, I need you to behave yourself. Cause first of all, applaud that young lady. Where's my applause? Applaud that young lady. You can't hear it, but it's gonna be on the podcast. Applaud that young lady who took it upon herself to attack such a monster. She was so brave and, so valiant in her attempt to tame such a beast. I don't know, like celebrity. I'm an idiot. But celebrity sex tapes are always like so funny to me because it's like, if it's your phone, you own it, you took the video, how does it keep getting out? Whether it's your phone, your camera, your whatever, how does this shit keep getting out? Like, who's responsible for this video being leaked? He hasn't said peep about it. Twitter was set ablaze with this video of him getting fellatio, and the comments ranged from women saying Shorty wasn't doing it right to people saying that it's not him because it didn't match complexion wise, to people wanting to know what the fuck he was mumbling, because I'm one of those people that I want to know what he was mumbling, because I kind of heard the beginning of it, but then he got a little like, sex cloudy brained and started like, and I was like, what the fuck did he just say? And I think that that's so fucking weird. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you're in the midst of in the throes of passion, as they say, and your significant other or your partner or whoever mumbles some shit and you don't quite hear them? Is it just me? Like, it might just be me. Let me move on. I'm not even gonna have that conversation and expose myself. Never mind, moving along. Gray sweatpants king or gray sweats king. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering why I was taking so many syllables. But yeah, gray sweats king. He heard Trey went, and broke the internet, and he was like, hold my robe, I guess. And Gray Sweats King, I don't know who that man is. Never heard of him, never seen him, had no idea he existed before that day. But let me tell you something. If you go on Twitter right now, if you go on there right now and you look for Gray Sweats King Silhouette Challenge. Oh, my voice is getting low? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stay right here. I'll stay right here. I'll just position it like right here. But yeah, Gray Sweats King, his video. I'm not even gonna say what's in the video. I just want y'all to go see it for yourselves and then come and report back and let me know what you think. Okay? All right. Next up, what's going on? We had 2 snow days. We definitely had 2 snow days. They were nice. I feel like because everything was locked down the same way like last, winter. Not last winter, but like last year, the end of the last year when we had snow, and it was a significant amount and it was good, healthy looking snow. I feel like COVID is really just, if it's not man-made, because conspiracy theorists, they take it to the next level. I feel as though if COVID was actually not man-made and it happened to just be a natural mutation of something, I feel like the earth needed it, because the fact that we've had like such a robust amount of snow, like New York has not had this much snow in a while. Like, I'm not going to say it's, akin to blizzard of 96, but it was a healthy, decent amount of snow. Like, I went out in it on Monday, had to run a couple errands, get my last minute shit because I knew I was going to be like holed up in the house for a few days. So I went and got a couple of things, and I went out in it, and it was like, it was piled up in certain places. Certain places weren't shoveled yet, and all types of stuff. And I just really just stood in the middle of the snow and just was like, just had like a really like not like a almost like how when you were a kid and you just was excited to go like play. Like, I wanted to go like jump and lay in the snow and do all of these things, but it was like, ew, Rona, like that shit is probably all in this shit. I can't enjoy it. Like, I can't get jiggy with this shit. So it just was like, the snow came. It's finally starting to go away a little. It rained last night, so I was able to see the parking lot and see the ground. So I may venture out tomorrow, because listen, your girl don't do snow at all. If anybody who knows me well, hear this: I hate the cold, I hate the snow, I hate the snow, I hate the cold. Okay, just know that I will never ever like, I'll go skiing, I'll go snowboarding, tubing, all of those things. But just everyday living, to have to get up and maneuver and function in this shit, not for me. Not for me. 0 out of 10 stars. Do not recommend. Snow can eat a dick. What else had happened? So I came across this question the other day, and I thought I would bring it to y'all as part of, just a tidbit, throwing it out there. I won't even spend so much time on it. I'm not going to give y'all no context whatsoever. I'm just going to ask the question: is spaghetti a main dish or a side dish? And y'all can put that in the comments. Let me know, however you feel about it. Is it a main dish or is it a side dish? And give me a second, because I got to change my battery on my camera. So I definitely got to, take a break already and fix this shit. But yeah, leave me a comment. Is spaghetti a main dish or a side dish? And we could discuss. And in the meantime, I'm going to see if I could play some musica that is not licensed, because I definitely do need to fix this damn thing. Come on. Actually, I should play my homie Kimmy's music. Where's her shit at? Wait. Damn. Am I going to put it on YouTube? Let me see if I can get it on YouTube. Actually, I think I have a whole playlist. I believe I have a playlist. Boom, 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 boom. I sure do. I'll be right back. Hay mucha gente que se olvidaron de mí. Cuando me ven en la calle no me miran así. Yo te di de lo que yo me comí. Y en mi casa yo te di donde dormí. Tú no eres pana mío, no venga donde mí. Yo no only soy bonita, soy pobre de ti. Tú sabes que yo soy mala, hold it down, baby. Si yo quiero yo me pongo pa' ti. Yo me pongo pa' ti. Tú no eres nada mío, no eres nada de mí. No culpa mía cuando llego se ponen pa' mí. Tú crees que tú sabes mucho, no sabes nada de mí. No sabes nada de mí, por eso que ando con mi ganga. Siempre me busco lo mío a la mala. Tú no eres pana mío, échateme pa' allá. Te vaciamos la fori y la jaca. Por eso que ando con mi ganga. Siempre puesta pa' lo mío, nunca saca. Le bajamos como el club en la cara. Siempre Por eso que ando con mi ganga. Siempre puesta pa' lo mío, nunca sata. Le bajamos con el clock en la cara. Y siempre resolvemos el tema manada. Tengo una cara bien linda. Y si yo quiero, tu padre me chinga. Lo mando a la pinga mientras estoy en pinta. Mira la cinta, ahora tu cuerpo cintita. Rezo por tu alma bendita. Me veo tan buena, pero si quiero, soy maldita. No soy tu manita. Si yo quiero de este mundo, yo te puedo quitar. Te lo pongo en la boquita calladita. Es que mi cash baby. Por eso que ando con mi ganga. Siempre me busco lo mío a la mala. Tú no eres pana mío, échateme pa' allá. Te vaciamos la 40 y la AK. Por eso que ando con mi ganga. Siempre puesta pa' lo mío, nunca sata. Le bajamos con el clock en la cara. Y siempre resolvemos el tema manada. Oh, damn it. My green screen was bugging on the side. But yeah. All right. Well, that was easy. Nice and easy. Quick. That's why I'm glad I be having extra. I'm glad I be having an extra battery. But yeah, I'm back now. So yeah. Let me go ahead and get right. Let me go ahead and start recording again. And let me go back to what I was talking about. All right. Hey, Steph Boo. Steph says it's a main dish if it has meat sauce. So if it doesn't have meat sauce, that makes it a side dish? Like, that's so weird. Like, apparently in like Dallas and like, let me take these headphones off because I feel like I'm yelling. Maybe in like certain places like Dallas, Texas, certain areas, niggas was telling me how in barbecue spots, they will serve spaghetti on the side as a side dish. Like with ribs, with brisket, with you know what I mean? Like barbecue chicken, with steak. Like, I just was like, who eats spaghetti with ribs? Like, that is so weird. Like, you eat spaghetti either by yourself, you eat spaghetti with meatballs, you might eat spaghetti with fish. You know, you there's very few things you can actually eat spaghetti with. I don't think you could just be throwing spaghetti as a side. Like, excuse me, I know pasta is a starch, like I know that, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think I like it. Like, I don't think I want to eat spaghetti with any red meat. I'm trying to think, like, what would be a good yeah, red meat and like spaghetti sauce just don't mix in my head. Like, I just thought that was so weird. Like, I don't know, y'all could call me odd or whatever, but I ain't with it. I'm not jacking that. And then also, how do you eat spaghetti as a side dish with stuff if you put sugar in your spaghetti sauce? And I'm not in the mood to argue with nobody about whether or not you put sugar in spaghetti sauce. Like, we're not having that argument. Not today. Because if you don't put sugar in your spaghetti sauce, like red sauce, I don't want it. And I'm not saying you got to drown it in it. I'm not saying you got to make it super sweet, but you definitely got to salt base, sprinkle a little bit, like, you know, just to give it some oomph, bring out the natural tomato essence. But nah, I can't be eating spaghetti as a side dish with stuff, because that's just dumb. Like, that's just gonna make you, whatever meal you put it on the side with is just gonna make it extra heavy. Like, if you eating it with red meat, steak, anything, now the steak is sitting on your stomach plus all the pasta with the pasta water and the can't do it. People are weird. And I try not to judge folks, like, especially like country folks, like, you know what I mean, like country people. And the things that they choose to do, I try not to judge them. But oh no, did I get rid of my notes? I know I did not get rid of my notes. Hold on, I just deleted my whole note by accident. Playing around. Let me pay attention. But yeah, I just I can't do it. And I don't like to judge people's food, you know, choices and things like that. But I really just don't have the time. What else had happened? So I learned something new. I will say that. What else had happened was I learned that strippers in the UK do not get money thrown at them on stage. Apparently, they don't have, dollar bill notes like how we have here. Like, we don't have, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have dollar bills or tens or fives or stuff like that. So when you go to a British English, strip club, apparently you have to buy their like stripper dollars and then you throw the stripper dollars. I'm like, why did my hair look so crazy? You buy the stripper dollars. Let me smush my bun down a little bit. Yeah, so you got to buy stripper dollars and then the stripper dollars you throw. And then the strippers have to cash in those dollars and then they only get a portion of what those dollars cost. So like if they spent like basically if a dude buys like $100 worth of those stripper dollars and spends them on someone in the club, the stripper only walks away with like 75 when she cashes them in. So it's like he pays, he gets 100, gives her the 100. Then at the end of the night, she gives it back to the club and the club pays her out of the 100 that they got. And that shit blew my mind. Like they look at strippers over here like, oh my God, it's amazing. I can't wait to get to the US and da 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 da. Like how strippers here will be like, oh, I gotta go to Houston, Atlanta, Miami, strippers in the UK just want to come here. Like some of them don't even care where they go. Like they just want to get here because they feel like strippers here have so much more, rights and freedoms and whatever the case may be. And I just was like, wow, like the world is a large place. When you just think that everything is uniform or universal, some things in the strip club etiquette is not universal. I did not know that. Like I had no idea. Like they was telling me something about they have lap dances, regular lap dances, obviously. But then they also have something called bed dances where like some clubs will have like beds or like little cots or something like that. And a patron can come and like shorty will like lay on him and dance on him in a bed. And I just thought that was like wild. Like that. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's almost like prostitution, but not really. And it's just like, why would a man pay for all of that? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Dudes, if y'all are getting, bed dances in the UK or, somebody over there, have them call me. 347-343-4025. We could talk about it because I have so many questions. But what else had happened? So Lil Uzi decided to implant I guess they said 24K ruby or sapphire or whatever stone it was in the middle of his forehead. And of course, all of the memes about him looking like Vision and getting Thanos, murked, with ripping it out of his head. I don't know. I'm not in the mood to deal with like what these young weird rappers end up doing with their lives and what they do. I just don't care. Because there was no reason for him to do that. He just did it so that he could post pictures. People talked about him for like a couple hours, and then everybody just went on with their day. So I don't see why he did it. I don't get what the allure was or whatever. Like I have no idea like what to say. Like there was the picture of like the blood running down the middle of his face when he first got it done, and it just was so dumb. Like how you gonna sleep with that, my nigga? You got locks. Like your hair's gonna get caught in it. You're gonna fucking do something and knock it. Like, you know how many times niggas like rub the middle of their head or just touch the middle of their head, laugh or whatever. Just the other day, my uncle banged the middle of his head, bending down because he couldn't see some shit. Like that shit ain't gonna last. He gonna keep that shit for like maybe 2 weeks. Then he gonna realize how dumb it is. Then he gonna take it out and we never gonna hear about it again. And that's just gonna be that. That's just gonna be that. It's really gonna be that. And it's just gonna be like, who told you to do this dumb shit and why? Because it couldn't have been a decision you made sober. It couldn't have been a decision you made sober. it couldn't have been a decision you made in the right state of mind, like mental health wise. It just was all bad. It was all bad. And I'm just looking forward to seeing when it's gonna, go away. How do I restore this? Yeah, recover this note. But I do want to delete that graph. Okay, there we go. But yeah, what had happened, there was nothing that really happened. It was really a slow week. And so with that being said, I'm just going to jump right into the main topic. No break, no nothing. We in this bitch. Main topic of the day, question that needs answers. When is the right time for negative vibes? When is it? I just want to know. Like, I just want to know, for future references. I just want to know, because so many times we come across situations where, we have our feelings hurt, something is misunderstood, we have a disagreement, we don't, we don't see eye to eye, something happens and you feel slighted, and then for some reason, miscommunication, lack of communication, something happens and shit doesn't get resolved. I want to know why that is and how we can fix it. I don't want to say fix it. What's the word I'm looking for? I want to explore it. Put it that way. No expectations. I just want to explore it. And I asked this question because there was a situation where a friend of mine and I had an exchange, and I noticed that after we, had the talk and everything, I noticed all the points in which things could have went left. And I just was like, really like, oh my gosh, like I'm proud that, we both handled it, very well. But two, I was just like, I wonder why things tend to have that take that kind of toll when you want to, talk to somebody and express something that you don't like. Where does that fear come from? Where does that, like, oh, I don't want to say this lack of confrontation, where does that go? Where does that go? Because if you're not going to be confrontational and you're not going to deal with the negative, with the negative feelings that you're feeling or the negative vibes, then what do you do with them? Do you just pretend that they don't exist? Do you have like a certain, system in place to where you can, question these things? Like, what do they do? And I don't know what's going on with everything, but I just was interested in saying that, because I personally, I don't know. The only way that I deal with negative feelings, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether it's depression, whether it's, anything negative, the way I deal with it is head on. I miss confrontational. I miss, take it directly, to the source. What is causing me to feel this way? And I know that's not always the best way to go about it. I do. But it's the only way that I know how. Because I don't know how to ignore certain things. Like, for instance, if you and somebody don't like each other, but you never explained why y'all don't like each other. Like, if you just had this thing where they don't really, open up and are friendly to you, you don't really, extend yourself, open up and be friendly to them. You don't do those things. So you kind of just are existing in the same space. But for some reason, you want to know why you and this person don't get along. You want to know what the drama is, or if there's a drama, or if there's, even an issue. But you don't ask. You don't walk up to that person and say, hey, what's going on? Like, did I do something to you? Like, do we have, a mishap? Like, what's the problem? People don't do that. And I don't necessarily know why they don't do that, because a lot of times, if you go into a situation and you ask certain questions and you attempt to get clarity on the situation, a lot of times you will find that it's just all a misunderstanding. Like, you misinterpreted some shit. Like, I know with me, I have resting bitch face. People take that to mean that I don't like them. I don't want to be around them. I'm not having fun. I'm angry. I'm this and the third. It's none of the above. It's just I'm minding my business. I'm probably in my own head, whatever the case may be. And 9 times out of 10, I don't even feel that I'm doing it. So to me, it's just like, if anybody was to ever come and be like, yo, why every time I see you, you always seem like you grilling me, or you always seem like da 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 da, I'd be like, oh no, girl, I wasn't even paying you no mind. I was in my own head. My bad. What's going on? Smiling, laughing, kikiing, and carrying the fuck on. And it really just be that. It really just be that. And sometimes I feel like, there's too much fear around having conversation, and it's not enough combating that fear. And it's funny that, fear is a big topic, because we were just talking about niggas who fear rejection and why they be acting out. But when it comes to like having these difficult conversations, I want to know, where does that fear come from? Because is it fear of hurting that person, or is it fear of causing yourself a certain type of stress? Hey, Rain. Hey, Nadia. Who else is that? Oh, that was Stephanie still. But yeah, what's going on, y'all? But yeah, I don't know. There was also a meme that I had saw, and it was like, well, it was really a tweet that somebody turned into a meme. And the tweet said, if I raise an issue with you, now is not the time for you to raise an issue you have with me. And I wrote on the person who posted it, I wrote on their, page, like, well, I don't really agree with that. Like, I don't subscribe to that. I feel like if you bring a grievance to the table, we can talk about that grievance, but then I should be able to bring my grievances, because now we're here. Because to where I may have felt like, my grievance with you was not that deep at the moment. If you bring up something that I feel is, a equal or lesser, offense, then I'll be like, you know what? Well, since we're in the same realm, if this is an offense to you, remember when you did XYZ? Well, that was offensive to me. And I feel like these two are on the same, same level. So can we just both agree to not do these two things to each other and then move on? People don't seem to want to subscribe to that. I got all types of backlash for like, oh, well, I got my comment deleted. But when I reposted it and had the conversation on my own page, I got a lot of backlash from people saying, well, that's not what communication is. That's not the time to bring it up. And da 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 da. And I'm like, well, what is the right time? When is the right time? Like with friends. When I feel like I'm getting stuffy now. It would be right when I get everything working. Hey, who's that? Oh, she said, hola. What's going on? I haven't seen you post your political stuff in a while. What's going on with that, girl? What's happening over there? You be keeping me up to date on what's going on in Jamaican politics and all of that. Not that I can do anything to help, but I be liking to know sometimes. But no, seriously, big and serious. Even when it comes to like your friends. How do you tell your friends when they're doing stuff that you don't like? Do you tell them every time? Do you pick only the big things? Do you have levels of infraction? Because for me, I feel like, let me think. I never used to be the person to constantly tell my friends when they did things wrong. I tried to avoid it because usually I was always the one who knew my friends. And a part of knowing your friends is when you know, like, this person is sensitive. You can't really say this to this person. This person takes everything so seriously. This person, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of know who your friends are and what their temperaments are. So I used to not tell my friends things because I used to have a lot of sensitive friends. But then I realized that sparing your feelings a lot of times, or their feelings, I won't say nobody specifically, but in sparing others' feelings, I was disrespecting and diminishing my own feelings. And when I did that to myself, that caused me to resent my friends. Because it was like, how dare I put your feelings above mine, but you never put my feelings above yours. And that was an unrealistic expectation I had of people I was calling my friends. So it took for a while for me to realize, like, it does not do me any disservice to let anybody know, friend or otherwise, when I don't like something, when I don't understand something, when I feel slighted by something, anything. And the degree to which I protest my dislike for those things doesn't always have to be at a 10. Something as simple as something that I've realized has been very effective with my friends is a simple sentence of like, wow, that really hurt my feelings. I'm upset about that. That made me feel a way. I need to process it. Statements as simple as that. And before I let certain emotions and feelings take over and make me act out like reactionary, I take that time and I, keep it real. I keep it real. Listen, my feelings is hurt, but I'll get over it. I don't really, I'm not really trying to hear that right now. Give me a second. I'll get back to you. And and if that person cares, then they'll either explain, they'll either apologize, or they'll do both. I don't see why people make things more difficult than they need to be. But I just felt like, it was worth talking about and it was worth discussing because people need to know what to do with these negative feelings, because it's too many times you hear niggas talking about this positive vibes only, good vibes only. And I know I complain about that all the time, but it really is something that we got to stop fucking doing, because that is to our detriment, that we are ignoring all of these other things. You can't ignore fear, anxiety, disappointment. You can't ignore those feelings. You can't, because then they're going to turn into resent and hate, acrimony. Acrimony. I was like, what the fuck is acrimony? What y'all saying in the comments? She said sometimes I gotta take a break because I'm too passionate. I tell friends at appropriate times, not same time, because then it may be taken differently. Never expect others to treat you how you'll treat them, accept how they treat you. See, I don't believe that. I don't believe in that. I thought the rule was do unto others as you want them to do unto you. If you want somebody to be understanding of you, you give them understanding. You want someone to forgive you, you give others forgiveness. I can't subscribe to this. Oh, don't assume niggas got the same heart as you. Well, they preaching the same gospels. Everybody out here running around talking about how they real. But when it comes down to having real talk or real conversation or a real disagreement, everybody seems to revert back into that old fake shit. Either they ignore it or they gaslight and blow it out of proportion, but there's never really any resolve. I'm grateful that, I was able to have that conversation and have it honestly on multiple occasions. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I just know that I can't wait for like a random Tuesday to be like, remember that time that we had conversation? Well, I didn't really like that and yada, yada, yada. I personally don't like that. If we're not going to argue, if we're not going to disagree as soon as it happens, then I'm not going to say nothing. But then if you bring something up that I think is way pettier than the shit I didn't say, I'm going to bring up the shit I didn't say. I guess I'm wrong. I'm just not going to stop doing that. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not, because to me, I feel like I can't bring up every single time somebody does something to annoy me, because I'm a very aggy fucking person. Shit annoys me all the time. I get annoyed every time a certain nigga eats around me. Every time this nigga chews food with his teeth, tongue, and mouth and lips, I get angry. Am I going to tell him that every time we go to eat? Every time he cooks or I cook or whatever? Am I going to say it every single time? No. I'm not going to say that shit. But you best believe, nigga, if you talk about my snoring, I'm going to bring up how you eat. You best believe that. And I'm just using that as like a petty example. I'm just, I'm just being goofy about it, but I'm dead ass. I really am dead ass, because it's like, I don't have time to fucking be telling people what to do as grown motherfucking people. You should know that you can't talk to another grown person, friend or not, with a tone. You cannot tell somebody what to do as a grown person. Sit down, shut up, da da da. You can't say certain shit to people. We just know this. Anything that you wouldn't want somebody saying or doing to you, you should not be okay with saying or doing to somebody else. I don't know why that's so fucking difficult. Where's that other meme at? So yeah, the other meme says, if you feel negative emotions, don't be discouraged. They are there to remind you that something is misaligned. Take a break, breathe, and ask yourself, what can I do now to get myself back in alignment? I feel like that was so powerful, because it's like I said, toxic positivity, which is people, people who just want to have good vibes. They don't want to think about negatives. They don't want to hear negatives. They don't want to see negatives. That toxic positivity shit, that's not healthy. But then I saw this meme and I was like, this is where the direction I want to take the conversation. This is where it needs to go. How do I get back in alignment right now? That negative is still going to exist, whether you ignore it or not. It's going to still exist. However, what can I do in this moment right now to get back on track in a space to where I can deal with it? And I think that's the biggest thing that, is a challenge for me. I don't want to say it's a problem, but it's definitely a challenge. It's something that I had to learn to monitor, because when I tell you my ego, that bitch ain't nothing to fuck with. And usually she only comes out when I'm angry, when I'm angry, or when I'm agitated. So when it comes to disagreements, it's very easy and almost instinctual for me to go into letting my ego come to my defense. Like, my ego was my big sister, my protector. And that's, when you talk about spirituality work and all of that shit, you start to learn these things about yourself. I realized at a very young age, all of my abrasiveness, combativeness, anger, all of that stuff, that was just my ego. That was who I needed to protect me from certain shit. So as I got older and I didn't need my ego to protect me anymore, now I start realizing a lot of the other things that was going on. And a lot of those things were, my feelings was hurt. I was, embarrassed. I was, ashamed. Any other word. It was any other word. And I have a feelings wheel. And I think that's what really, started opening my eyes up to like what these feelings and shit were, because it took some time for me to understand, like, not everything required abrasiveness. I'm trying to find the picture of it because I have it saved, because I be needing this shit. So the feelings wheel has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 feelings: happy, surprised, bad, fearful, angry, disgusted, sad. So then when anger, you have anger, it's like 3 levels. So anger is like the big blanket, right? The second level was let down, humiliated, bitter, mad, aggressive, frustrated, distant, critical. Those are all different emotions that fall under that feeling of anger. So when I was always feeling anger, it could have been any of these other things. It could have been I was feeling bitter about something. I was feeling frustrated about something. I was feeling critical, or I felt like I was being criticized. But it expressed itself as anger. And one of those words, that kept me from being to effectively communicate my feelings, my, intended solutions for situations, and a whole bunch of other shit. And until you really understand like what each of those feelings really means and what each of those feelings really, entails, you're going to always have confrontation. You're going to always have, negative feelings that you don't deal with. Because nobody ever wants to talk about the time they were humiliated. Nobody wants to take that L publicly and talk about shit like that. No one ever wants to talk about a time where they were they were being criticized, where someone broke you down with every comment. No one wants to admit to shit like that. So what do you do with those feelings? What do you do with them? Too much uncontrollable emotions gonna be there. And then never drink your soup hot. I want to say I know what that means, but I don't. Nah, too much uncontrollable emotions gonna be there, and then never drink your soup hot. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But nah, I mean, and then it breaks things down again, because like I said, it's another layer after that. So like, for instance, humiliated could be broken down to, were you disrespected or were you ridiculed? Both of those things could happen and leave you feeling humiliated. That humiliation turns into anger, because now you feel like, how dare they put me down? How dare they how dare you know what I mean? Like that type of shit. So it when I tell you, like, this is it. So y'all can see. Facebook gonna see. I'm probably gonna put it like right here. Let me see. Am I looking at the right side? Yeah, right here. It's gonna go right here. I'm gonna put the feelings wheel right here, but y'all can see it. And you could just Google it, feelings wheel. It breaks down everything. And when I tell you, like, this helped me so much. Like, sad breaks down into loneliness, vulnerability, despair, guilt, depressed, hurt. These things break down into embarrassed, disappointed, inferior, empty, remorseful, ashamed. Like, very, very specific feelings. Very specific feelings. And these specific feelings are never usually identified, because people won't have those conversations. Like me, when I say my feelings is hurt, I even feel like I don't use that word correctly, because it never is. I won't say never. It's usually not a hurt, like a pain, but it's a hurt like a damn, I would have never did that. Like, if I ever say my feelings is hurt, it's because I'm saying I would have never done that to you. I'm hurt that you would do this to me. I'm in one case, this last case, my hurt was offended. I verbalized it as my feelings were being hurt, but when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? It was really just because I was offended, and me being offended in that manner made me feel a way. But the easiest thing that I could have done was said it out my mouth, regardless of how it, was received. Thank God it was received well. And I didn't really have, like, I didn't really have any issues or mix-ups or, things of communication. That was all well and great. But it's one of those things that it bears a it's something that you would benefit from exploring. And I think that's the best way that I could put it, is that the best way for you to really, like, have those conversations is to take a breath. One, actually, let me Google it, because I bought a book. Actually, that's what it is. I didn't buy it. Somebody gave it to me as a gift. I have a book. Where is that? I don't even know if it's in the... Damn, if it's not in the bookshelf, then I need to go look for it. But I definitely have a book that is supposed to be about how to have difficult conversations. And I got the book from somebody who, he's been doing a lot of self-improvement, work and stuff like that. He's gone through so many changes in his life. So it was just like, what, if anybody would know what a good book for this would be, it would be him. I picked it up started flipping through it. He told me what the book was about, and I was like, you know what, you just got to give me this. Like, go order you another one and let me have this. And thankfully he obliged. And I think I need to double back on that book, because I remember starting it. I remember, wanting to really get into it, take notes, really like make it a thing, because conflict resolution, I feel like I need to explore that for some reason. I'm just really, really drawn to wanting to like mediate and solve problems and help people communicate, because I don't know, maybe as somebody who was always a bad communicator or an inefficient communicator, I feel like now that I understand why, I can help other people who may not understand. Does that make sense? I don't know. Does that make sense? Because it's not like I want to just, I'm not saying that I could solve everybody's problems. I'm not saying that, because I can't. But I feel like where my strength lies is listening to both sides, being objective in hearing both sets of grievances, and then being able to understand where the disconnect comes from certain people. And I mean, I don't know how to go about, becoming, better at that, or like more solidified to where people would trust that I'm somebody that they could come to with stuff like that. I don't know if there's like a test or a course or something to pay for to, you can get a license for everything now. Like, did y'all know that there's licensed life coaches? Like, there are online schools that you can pay like $50 to, and they'll give you like a course. And after the course, you get to print out a certificate, like all of these on the wall. Like, you can print out a certificate that says you are a licensed professional life coach. I wonder if you could do that for conflict resolution. Like, can you be a licensed professional conflict resolution specialist? That's mad words. Conflict resolution specialist. But I like that. Conflict resolution specialist. CRS? Yeah, I want to be a CRS. I want to be a conflict resolution specialist. I want to utilize things such as, love languages. I want to use the feelings wheel. No puppets, because I think puppets are dumb. No Ayanla level shenanigans. We not holding 38 baby dolls and, trying to carry, all of that. We not hopscotching to thrones or nothing like that. None of that shit. But there's something to be said of conflict resolution as it pertains to urban millennial men and women. Because I feel like for some reason people would much rather stop talking to their friend of 10, 20, 15, 30, however many plus years. People would much rather ignore their negative feelings and why they are going through things. People will much rather hold up resentment for family members that they've never spoken up to. Like, people would much rather do the inner harm to themselves to not outwardly express something that could be fixed if the person just knew. And I don't know who that was. Who's that? Prince Adams. I don't know who you are, but thank you for watching. I don't know who that is sitting in the crowd, but I appreciate that too. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's these when I have these questions that need answers, I really do mean that they need answers. I really do mean that I want you to call 347-343-4025, and I want you to answer these questions. Like, I want other people's perspectives. I want your point of view. I need people to explain to me, what do you do with these negative feelings? What about in dating? Hey Kat, what's going on, boo? How are you? I think I had you on here before when I asked this question, but I had asked it a little more casually than today. Today, I really want to get into it. Like, how do you feel about toxic positivity? How do you combat negative feelings? Like, chime in, answer any of the questions, any of them. I just went on a whole rant and you missed it. You missed it. But no, I don't know. I can't. Like, I literally cannot deal. I cannot let any type of feeling that's not my own, that is inspired or, influenced by somebody else. I can't let that sit in me for too long and let it fuck with my brain and fuck with my emotions and how I deal with other people. I'd rather curse you out. I choose violence every time. When it comes to my peace of mind and how I sleep every night, I will choose violence every time. You gonna hear it. I'm not keeping that in. I'm not. So sorry. You deal with that. That's your shit. That's how you made me feel. You sit with that. I'm gonna sit with my feelings. But how you made me feel that way, you gotta sit with that. I think when it's you, it's so hard to just let it roll. I mean, but I say that for everybody. Anytime somebody comes to me and they're like, yo, so-and-so did something that I didn't like, and I don't know, do I say something? Do I bring it up? My answer is always yes. And it's always going to be yes. Bring that shit up. But see, we always disagree on when to bring it up. I say bring it up when they bring it up. Bring it up if they bring something up. That's my go-to. However, my new thing is, as soon as the offense is happening, I'm bringing it to your attention. As soon as you say the offensive or hurtful or triggering thing, I'm going to tell you, you know what? I don't really like how you said that. I'm going to take a step and, let me go process this and get my feelings together. We're going to put a pin in this and come back. It don't take much more than that. It really don't, because that gives you time to separate. It gives you time to, really calm down. And if you're an overthinker like moi, it'll give you a chance to dissect and think about, well, where is this coming from? What is the context? What's going on? What is the relationship me and this person have right now? Are we on good terms? If we're on good terms, then this thing that's triggering me should be coming from a good place. So maybe I need to check my response. Or maybe me and this person are not on good terms, so this thing is triggering me because I feel like this is something they wanted to say and they're using this opportune moment. You can assess things. You can take a step back. It is okay to take a break. Every conversation, every argument, every disagreement doesn't have to happen right then and there. When it's a person you don't really care about, I won't waste the energy. Well, now see, that's something that I don't know. Like, my level of care for that person doesn't matter how much energy I expel to let them know that they did something to offend me. Maybe you're right. If it's somebody I don't care about and they offend me, I'm just gonna cut them off. Fuck you. Eat a dick. That's all it's gonna be. If you offend me and you're somebody who your opinion don't really matter, or you're not really for me, or you're somebody who's like wishy-washy, or we don't really have that great of a rapport, there's very little you can do to make me that angry. It's either I don't care at all or I care entirely too much. I really don't have a middle ground. And so for me, I started adjusting my filter for what gets through to require a reaction. The things that would require a reaction, like I said, there's only one time that I regret not reacting the way I instinctually would have. It's only been one time. Only one. Every other time, the punishment fits the crime. And if your crime is hurting my feelings or making me feel some type of way, the punishment is you gonna have to hold on to that and sit in timeout for a little while I get myself together, and then I'll come back. Real simple. Real simple. And I respect that if somebody was to do that to me. If I brought a grievance to someone and they weren't prepared to deal with it, I would have to eat that too. I would definitely have to be like, well, you know what? I hear you. Now may not be the time. It's still going to be here for you. Like, don't worry. Like, it's still going to be here. But hopefully by the time you come back, if you are serious and you do come back, by the time you do, I can deliver it a little less spicy than the first time. The first time the shit was coming at you hot. Shit, actually, I would prefer, if anyone who is disagreeing with me, I would prefer you make me take a chill pill to kind of calm down. I would prefer that. Because if you leave me at 1,000, there's only one way to go, and that's up. Because I'm going to push it to the motherfucking limit. Because again, I'm telling you, my ego, that bitch is not to be played with. Because if it's one thing I know is the who could care less game, that bitch is a champion. You hear me? There are people to this day that I will never speak to if they don't hit me first. To this day, I'm talking about niggas I ain't talked to in 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, 3 years. My ego, when I'm that mad, and this is guys, girls, children, mothers, babies, it doesn't matter. Everybody could catch these grudges. And they say don't hold grudges. Listen, I'm not holding nothing. It's on the shelf. It's right there for when I need it. I could go find it. I'm not holding nothing. You hear me? They have their own little corner in my own little room. And it is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm listen, I pray about it. I ask God to help me on it every day. Every day. Every single day. Because I don't want to live like that. I don't want to hold things over, with people. I don't want to feel like, I should have cursed this person out and I should have smacked this person for this and da-da-da. I don't like feeling like that. But that negative energy, it didn't go nowhere. I didn't save myself from it. I didn't channel it. I didn't let it turn me into something that, I didn't want to be. Like, many people let negative energy turn them into like super workhorses. I gotta show them. Look at Wendy Williams. Look at fucking Wendy Williams. Just watched her movie and her documentary. Wendy's parents bullied her for her weight. People bullied her because she wasn't like, traditionally cute or whatever the case may be. People did Wendy so foul for no reason. No, not even for no reason. Just because she was an inquisitive kid who had a big mouth and wanted to, show off. Like that story that she opened the movie with about, her doing her at the birthday party, and she was playing musical chairs, and by the rules of the game she won, and the little girl whose birthday it was cried and was like, I'm supposed to win because it's my birthday, and then her and her mother get put out the party. I felt for her because that little girl could have been me. That little girl could have been me. How dare you tell me that the game is played this way, and when I play it that way and win, you tell me I should have let the other bitch win because it's her birthday? No, eat a dick. I won. If she would have won outright, I would have had to smile and clap for her. So the fact that I won outright, that bitch should have smiled and clapped for me, birthday or not. I was right there with her. I felt that shit. I felt that shit for real. Like, I felt that shit in my spirit. And I just was like, she let that turn her into such a person that I don't even know if she even really likes. Like, I know Wendy could say, all well that ends well. She had the career, she had the kid, she, got the TV, she got all of that stuff. Like, I mean, she can say that she came out on top, but at what cost, mama? You cried like every 3 seconds of that documentary. You're still hurt. All of them negative feelings, all of them things that you never talked to your parents about, never talked to people about, like whatever her beef with Charlemagne, like the fact that she casted Charlemagne as this 55 looking, like she did him so dirty. She did him so dirty. Like, why you cast this nigga to be Charlemagne when you know damn well Charlemagne was in his like what 20s or 30s when he was on your show? Why would you do? You're still hurt. What are you gonna do with that negative energy, mamas? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? How someone said, I try to wish it away. Oh, what do you do? What do you do? But yeah, I'm not going to be on here too much longer. Did I have anything else? I definitely want to get back to my food. So yeah, if you want to call, leave a voicemail and let me know, what is it that you do with negative energy? How do you, express your grievances with family, friends, and loved ones? Definitely, again, the number one more time is 347-343-4025. Also, if you are a Black-owned small business or, small office, home office business, shoot me an email at lfnprod@gmail.com. I'm going to start doing a pre-show, like slideshow, and show like my affiliates and people who, want to have their stuff promoted, whether it's music videos. I have a playlist on YouTube. I'm going to start playing like music videos in the green screen background and blah, blah, blah. Kind of give people, something else to look at when I don't look so great. Because trust and believe, today was a day. Today was a day. So I definitely didn't get dressed. But, I appreciate y'all, tuning in, chopping it up with me. Again, shout out to Kat. Shout out to Kat, Colette. Shout out to Rain. Who else? Stephanie, Nia, and Stevic. Shout out to y'all for, holding it down with me in the comments, tuning in the conversation. And stop being so scary and start calling up here, y'all. Y'all gotta stop this shit. Like, don't be afraid. It's just us. No other people don't count. Ain't nobody judge you but God. Say what you gotta say. Talk your shit. And share your POV. So you know what it is. Until next time. Bye.